Hi, I'm Melinda Marks, Senior Analyst for ESG, and I cover cloud and application security. And I'm here with my colleague, John Grady, Senior Analyst who covers network security. We both cover API security, and John just released a report, Trends in Modern Application Protection, that covers API security. John, can you give us a quick intro to the report and some of the goals?
Yeah, Melinda, thanks for having me. So really the idea was a lot has changed in this space. As you well know, application architectures fundamentally different, and there's really interest in converging some of these capabilities. So we wanted to understand the challenges organizations are seeing and their interest in what we call web application and API protection platforms.
So let's dig into some of the results related to API security. We talk about proliferation of APIs and how that is challenging for security. What did you find in your research?
Yeah, the number of APIs in use is really exploding. So 2 years from now, 56% of organizations say most or all of their apps are going to rely on APIs. And there's a lot of challenges that come with API usage. So different threats. There's data exposure and governance issues to think about because there's a lot of important information sitting behind those APIs. And then just understanding what's in the environment, especially with the democratization of application development. APIs are kind of spun up and put in use without the IT or security team knowing. So it's a big problem as well.
Yeah, so with these types of challenges, are organizations facing more attacks?
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of attacks focused on APIs. So still malware-based attacks, OWASP top 10 type of attacks on the application themselves. But we also saw API injection attacks. Attacks on misconfigured APIs were problematic. About a quarter of organizations reported those. And then volumetric DDoS attacks as well, which can certainly be used to target APIs.
So let's talk about some security strategies. We talk about things like getting a good inventory of APIs. In my coverage area, we talk about preventing misconfigurations and development. And then in your area, we talk about application protection. So what did you find out about what organizations are doing and what's effective?
Yeah, we found there's a lot of tools in use, and that is a problem. So that definitely comes up with regards to the challenges organizations are facing, just too many tools. With regards to discovery and tracking, API gateways, API security tools, a lot of folks doing manual discovery and tracking, which obviously is difficult to scale, but no kind of clear cut priority or focus there, kind of a mix of all those types of tools. And then on the remediation and coding issue, a lot of application security testing tools, so dynamic tools, static tools, interactive tools, API spec and conformance tools, all being used. So again, a lot of sprawl here, a lot of different avenues for organizations to consider.
So we see interactive application security testing, or IAST, here with the highest numbers for being effective. So in traditional security, application security, we had static application security testing, or SAST, dynamic application security testing, or DAST, and you'd use SAST to scan code, ideally to catch issues before you release software when you're developing it and you're about to release. And then when the application is actually running, you do dynamic application security testing, or DAST, to see if there are any problems with the applications when they're running. IAST is kind of a newer technology that works well in modern software development and cloud native environments. It's a combination of both, so you can scan for flaws in the code, but then you can take into account the applications, how they run, how they behave, and then you can figure out what actually needs to be changed and how to prioritize your actions to remediate your code. So it's really interesting here to see that your respondents saw IAST as a more effective way of finding API security issues rather than these other methods. So John, let's also talk about protection of APIs in your area. What did you find?
Yeah, API security tools rated highly, which was good, but non-purpose-built tools like Next-Gen Firewall and IPS were also fairly highly rated, which I think points to some confusion in the market and the idea that some teams still have a long way to go to really get their arms around this issue. So thinking back to the first data point we shared, right? There's no question these endpoints are exploding, and teams really need to start working with their developer counterparts, especially if they don't have formal DevSecOps programs, to get an idea of what types of APIs are in use, so they can then start to kind of plan for the tools to protect them. And if they're not looking at these converged web application and API protection platforms today, they really should be. because they take more of an API focus, and that's going to be more important moving forward.
Absolutely. So thanks for joining me today to go over the research results from Trends in Application Protection. And be sure to follow me and John for more information on API security. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you again.